The Invisible Man, directed and screenplay by Leah Whannell. If I'm saying that right, look, a 120-year-old story about the man who can turn himself invisible and cause terror and wreak havoc. Now, it's been done a couple times in modern time. The last time I saw a movie like this was, I think, it was Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon, and I liked it. But I have to say, Blumhouse taking the wheel with Universal and making this more like a haunted house, a ghost story, a thriller. That was the way to go. I feel like this was an homage back to what the story of the Invisible Man originally was intended to be, what it truly could be. By far, to me, this version of the Invisible Man is probably my favorite Invisible Man story, whether it's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Hollow Man, all of those other ones. Anybody who can turn themselves invisible, one of the superpowers that I think I do want. I think this was the best way to tell it. People are going in, they are very entertained. I was very entertained. People are very entertained. A lot of people are saying a lot of things. You need to run to see this movie. Elisabeth Moss, let me start with her. I think she's becoming like the best person in the world to be like the victim who rises to the challenge and overcomes and becomes a powerful, strong. She is like becoming a name when it comes to like maybe not action, but I could see her being like maybe not a scream queen, so to speak, but the thriller when it comes to horror or maybe thriller adventure type. I feel like this is her strong suit. She is a very good dramatic actress, and she pulls you in. Can be very vulnerable, and then like that, the most powerful person on screen. Her facial expressions, the pain that she was going through, it's so believable, and it brings out so many emotions. She is able to make a situation where you're obviously an actress in a room pretending to have a battle with somebody that's not really there, and you believe it. I mean, you can say what you want when it comes to like special effects and things like that, but Elizabeth Moss has a a X factor about her that just makes you believe it. Ice to an Eskimo, whatever you want to call it, she can sell you, man. She sells it, and I think she's not getting the credit that she deserves. I hope that this is it. After Handmaid's Tale and now this, I feel like her career, we're going to see Oscars for this woman on her shelf sooner than later. If not already, no, she's not an Oscar winner yet. She should be, and probably will be soon enough. Before it's all said and done, she should have some nominations and a few trophies on the shelf. Let's see how it is moving forward. Oliver Jackson, the Invisible Man, I guess. So of course, his time on screen wasn't much. I mean, but everything leading to him becoming the Invisible Man, being the abuser, everything that you see in the trailer, his facial expressions and whatnot, these things were done well, and his the invisible part of it was where it was more effective. So I didn't get to see much of his abilities in this movie as much as I would like it. You saw it when you saw it, when he was on screen, but it wasn't enough for me to say this is a great breakthrough performance because everything that was happening was on the shoulders of Moss, with playing against a person who's invisible. So I want to see more from him, but being that's the I guess that's the curse of being the Invisible Man. You're not going to get that much screen time, so it's really the studio that's really doing the most of the work, and the people who are reacting to an invisible person really they're doing the most. So that's one bad thing about playing a person who is invisible. You're doing mostly voice acting work and things like that. So gotta look out for him. Storm Reid playing the daughter to Aldis Hodge was very believable. Their father daughter chemistry was great, especially Aldis. He made this movie super entertaining. Every time he was on screen, the audience reacted like he's been a household name, a fan favorite for like an Idris Elba, a Denzel Washington type. He commands the attention. It was like gravity. I keep an eye out for him because the charisma, what he brought to it, the level of like of friendship, the cop mentality, the presence, the cop presence, of a leader, of a father, all of it. He was he was right next to Elisabeth Moss, the best thing about this movie, and the back and forth between him and her. I would love to see these two do a movie together again. That was one of the best things about it. Overall, the plot, the direction, the fun factor, everything about this movie was very enjoyable. I will say there were some times where one part of the movie I felt like it was predictable, and they kind of made any kind of a twist or anything that would be happening or any big reveal a little obvious. A lot of people in the theater figured it out, but it does not take away with the overall enjoyment of it. There's some things in this movie that you won't see coming, and they luckily left out of the trailer. The bad thing about this movie is the majority of every epic thing that you see in this movie was put in the trailers. That was a problem. There was some scenes that should have been left out of the trailer. It does not take away from the overall enjoyment. You will have an amazing time. If you are a film fan, if you are a horror fan, Blumhouse did not disappoint. You will enjoy this movie. Now let me go into a little history of it. Now this was supposed to be the Invisible Man that was, I guess, wasn't Johnny Depp involved with it? The Russell Crowe tie-in, the Mummy and everything. It's probably a good idea, a good thing that all kind of fizzled out. Because whatever they had before, it probably was not going to be what we got in this one. It was probably going to be more like what Hollow Man did, where it was more of a action, like horror. How many cool kills can they show us? The things that the Invisible Man does in this movie was more about getting into your head. He was a real monster, not just some crazy guy like on Hollow Man who was just going more and more insane and then just doing gory kills. The reasons of him attacking people was more about Elisabeth Moss's character. It was more about making it about her living a nightmare, which made it that much better. And I just had so much fun with it. I'm very glad that it didn't work out with that whole shared universe thing. I heard that there's another Invisible movie coming out, and I don't think Universal's doing it. Now, the way this movie ends, I feel like that's going to be a problem. And after some research, and when some time goes by, when I'm ready to talk about spoilers, I'm going to go to the blog, to t3medias.com, and I'm going to talk about that because I feel the problem's coming on. But before we get into that, if you want to know what I'm talking about, you want to hit me up, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. You can contact me at t3medias.com or at Chris Fagan 1980 on Twitter. So become a subscriber to the channel, to the blog, and we'll just keep talking about this. And let me know what you guys think. And until next time, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Become a subscriber. Become a follower.